it's Mike coming at you with another Planet Coaster Park Spotlight. Thank you for joining me, welcome to the video, and welcome to Red Dwarf Pines, created by Matt and Frenchie Olson. Now, today's park is a PlayStation 5 park, and if you do enjoy this type of content, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it does really help me out. And if you would like to have your park spotlighted, then my Discord link will be down below, also up in the top corner right now, so please consider joining the Discord and leaving a request there for a spotlight. But today's park, the description reads, we are a creative husband and wife team who have only played the game for about 8 months. We dedicated 4 months to the build of Red Dwarf Pines. Matt is the builder of the coasters and attractions, whilst Frenchie handles the decoration, effects and landscaping. We put our minds together to get the perfect ideas and themes. In this mini park, we've combined the best elements of nature as well as sci-fi and created a new world to explore. We do have a long way to go, but we hope you enjoy our creation. Now guys, as you can see from these overhead shots alone, the night lighting is absolutely sensational in this park, and for that reason I believe we're going to do this spotlight as a night POV. So without further ado, let's hop in and have a look around this amazing park, shall we? Right, so here we are in the park. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know the definition of a mini park, because to me, this is not a mini park. If you're talking actual walking area, then yes, there's not that much in the sense that you can walk around. It's mostly just that centre piece just over there, and then it all branches off with the various coasters. But to me, this would not constitute as a mini park, given the fact that it takes up the vast majority of the map. But it looks beautiful. Look at that. Look at some of the colours that we've got going on. We've got all the firework display as well. Come on, let's do it, shall we? Let's hop into this park and have a look around, shall we? So let's come down here. Anything behind us? Just a couple of lights just around here. We've got the scanners just as we walk into the park. And we have the Red Dwarf Pines. Nice font that you've done there. That's just with the wooden beams, isn't it? Or is that basic shapes? Oh no, it's basic shapes, I'm sorry. I thought you were using wooden planks to do that effect. Okay, pines you did. Right, okay. So, the Red Dwarf you've done with basic shapes. The pines you did with wood. Right, we'll get there eventually. Really nice entrance. I love how the coaster goes over the top of it. Let's come through, shall we? Even before you get in, just look at the vibrancy and all the colours that you're being greeted with. It's so colourful. Frenchie did an amazing job with the lights. Absolutely incredible. You feel so immersed and engrossed in this park already, and I mean, we haven't even stepped foot into the park yet. I just love this entrance here. I was going to go through there, but I was like, I don't want to go through yet. I want to have a look just at these bits. How have you done that? I'm very confused. Oh, right, okay. So you've got the wreaths that you've changed the colour of. That is such a good effect. That looks amazing. I don't believe I've ever seen anyone do that before. Why did I put the keyboard out of reach? There you go. Yeah, I don't believe I've ever seen anyone use that effect before. What an effect it gives. Amazing. Right, let's come through here. Some sparks flying. My eyes are just being drawn in so many different directions. All over the place. We've got the toilets just down here. What is round here? just a little seating area just round the back. So you just sit and wait for people who've gone to the toilet, or maybe just escape from the park a little bit. Just sit around there, away from the hustle and bustle. And then is it the same on this side with some more toilets around here? Okay, so we haven't got any more toilets, but we have got some more seating just around here. Right, so let's come back round here. And let's go left, shall we? So we've got the big robotic dog. Now, there is quite a few in-game blueprints that have been used in the park, but I think they've been used to such good effect, it doesn't really matter too much. Because you've gone for a sci-fi park and you've used them to such great effect. But we've got the Black Hole and Madcaps to the left, and then Rings of Saturn and Mars Attacks to the right. So let's go left, shall we? The effect that them wreaths give. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen that done before. So cool. Right, we have the Black Hole. Looks like a queue line. What is this then? Not sure what this is. Is this a coaster? Is this a flat ride? Is it a teacups? Nobody knows. I guess Matt and Frenchie know. It's a long queue line. Very long queue line. So this has got to be a dark ride. Oh, this queue goes on forever. What is it? Is it a coaster? It is. An underground coaster. Wow. Okay, so we have the Black Hole. So, green across the board. Them G-forces are insanely high. You're going to die on this coaster, I'm sorry to tell you. You may not come off this coaster alive. But let's go for a ride. Let's see how we get on. Enjoy, everybody. So there we have Black Hole, our first ride of the park. Wow. That was so atmospheric all the way through. I genuinely didn't know which way we were facing a lot of that ride. Were we the normal way up? Were we upside down? Were we side to side? I've got absolutely no idea. It was just beautiful. It almost felt like we were going through space, through all the stars. Really well put together, really well executed. As for the coaster itself, unfortunately it did require some work, I'm afraid. I could see where the G-forces were coming from. Now, what I've done since doing the ride POV is I've just quickly gone through the park and had a look at the stats for the other rides in the park as well, to see maybe if it was just this one with it being underground and they can find space that you were working within. But every coaster in the park, the G-forces are quite high. Now, this was the highest of the lot. Chances are you may not survive this ride, or you would at least get off severely injured and with whiplash. But as we go through the park, hopefully I'll be able to give you a little bit more feedback and hopefully be able to help you with your future coasters. But with this one, I believe maybe just slow it down a little bit. I think it was a little bit too fast all the way through the ride. Slow it down a little bit of smoothing as well, and maybe just be a little bit more mindful of when you're going into the turns, any kind of inversions, the speed which you're carrying when you go into them turns. That's what you need to be careful of, and that's where your G-forces will be coming from. But we'll have a look as we go around the rest of the park and we'll see what the other rides are like, and with them being outside I might be able to pinpoint a little bit more specifically where you may be able to improve them as well. But let's come up this exit path. Very, very long exit path. Thankfully this park is not 100%, because otherwise I would have been concerned that you were running out of percentage. But with you still having some left, you obviously weren't struggling for room. But maybe just in your future parks, just think about doing the pathing on a grid, because it does really help with your percentage and allow you to just add more to your parks. So as we come out of the exit here, I mean, just look at that. It still takes my breath away. Just coming out of there, it's so beautiful. How many colours can you actually see from this one spot? There must be 10 different colours at least. There's so many. It's so picturesque, so tranquil. Amazing lighting. Does this go over to the other side of the park, or is this just a little seating area? Ah, it's just a little seating area. I love this. Don't see this very often. Really nice. Nice little water feature just there. So we've got all the shops. We've got a coaster that goes up over the top of the shops as well. We've just got some shops set back. Even the lighting around these shops is really pretty as well. I'm still admiring that effect. Still admiring it. We've got the centerpiece building. I believe that's the in-game blueprint. I may be wrong in that, but I believe that's the in-game one. But I don't want to say for 100% certainty, just in case. Really, really good lighting. I know I keep saying it, but it's true. We've got another little seating area just over here with a Kraken just behind. That inversion right there, that looks really good. Hopefully it doesn't go around that too fast when we get there. So we have the Mad Caps. So this must be that coaster then. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's fantastic. I can just see it off in the background as well. Are we going to be lucky and see it come past us whilst we're stood here? Maybe not. I haven't been very lucky with spotlights recently. I used to always consider myself very lucky when I was looking at coasters, because they'd always go past at exactly the right time when I was stood there. But these last few spotlights I've been really unlucky, and I'll be like, come on, hurry up, and they just don't come. At all. Oh well. Right. Oh, hang on. I can hear it. I can hear it. False alarm. Oh, for crying out loud. Never mind. Right. Let's have a walk down the queue path then. Nice entrance. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Almost like Pandora. Like Avatar or something. I love this. Have you covered that entire queue with these grid pieces? That was a labour of love. That is not a quick process to have done that. or easy for that matter. Very impressive. You got the ride that comes right next to us as well. Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to get on this one. Up we come. Water feature. Maybe just a little bit more paint tool just around there, because just where it's all green just coming down, maybe just a little bit of rock paint tool just so it looks like it's coming down the rocks. Look at this station. Wow, it looks like something from Back to the Future or Cyberpunk 2077 or something. Wow. Incredible station. Right, so let's have a look at this. That's unusual. So you've got a coaster, but just the one car. That is very unusual. Very rare to see that. So we have madcaps. So it's green across the board. Once again, them vertical G's are slightly high. But let's go for a ride on this. Enjoy, everyone. What a feast for the eyes that ride was. That was so beautiful as we went around. Some of the creative uses with lighting and foliage around that ride were absolutely fantastic. Some beautiful set pieces. I would have liked to have seen more paint tool used around the ride, just as I was alluding to just before we went on the ride. I believe the green areas should maybe look a little bit more rocky. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of paint tools you will have, especially when it comes to the rock. Right, so you've got... Okay, so you've got the 3 different types of rock. I would do a mixture of the 3 around there. Maybe use the roughen feature a little bit more as well. Make it just look a little bit more like it is like a cliffside. And then using some of the foliage on the side, I think that would really add to it. But the lighting and the foliage that you've done is fantastic. As for the ride itself, it was kind of almost what I was alluding to in Black Hole. I believe it's a good layout. You've got a really, really good layout here. It just goes into some of the elements a little bit too fast, especially some of the bumps. So if we can just follow it around a little bit, even this one here. So that one wasn't too bad. Hang on, it was this one. That one right there, that moment of airtime, it's just too fast. It comes up and then comes straight back down too quickly. So you just either need to slow it down ever so slightly before it comes up, or just extend that bump so it's not quite such a sharp incline at the top there. And that happens a couple of times throughout the ride. Maybe just think about when you're coming into a corner or any kind of elevation change, just think about the speed when it approaches, and it will really help with the G-forces. But there was some great banking, relatively smooth as well throughout the ride. So yeah, I could definitely see potential in your coaster building, 100%. I think with a little bit of work, you may be able to have some amazing coasters. But anyway, let's hop on and carry on. So let's go and find the exit. No, I could definitely see potential there, Matt. Please don't be disheartened if you think that I am being overly critical, because I can see the potential that's there with your coasters. They're fantastic layouts. Both the rides that we've been on so far have had a very good layout. It's just, as I was saying, just think about the speed when you're approaching these elements, any kind of elevation, any kind of air time. Just think about how fast they go over, and then use the in-game stats as well to judge them. So use the statistics that are in the game to have a look where the G-forces are coming from. But right, let's come out of here. And given the fact that this is a first park as well, this is a fantastic first park. It truly is. You do have a tree in the middle of the path there though. Whoops, nobody saw a thing. Nobody saw that random tree in the middle of the path. It's fine, don't worry about it. Let's come around here. So I believe we've still got 2 or 3 more coasters still to go on. So we've got more shops just all around here. As we approach the halfway round point of this park. That looks like a exit path. A very long exit path again. You do like your long entrances and exits, I'll give you that much. So we have Mars Attacks. Love how these are all science fiction references. Of course, the name of the park being Red Dwarf. Really good British comedy programme. We've got Mars Attacks, the 1990s film, I want to say. Must be about 90s. Right, let's have a look down this queue line. Your queue lines are so long. So long. At least they're not cattle pen queues, I'll give you that much. Oh, I like this effect. Nice. It goes on forever. The longest queue line in the world. And another amazing station. Your detailing in this park. Yeah, fair enough. I may have had feedback where coasters are concerned. And where your 10-mile long queue lines are concerned. But don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with your station builds and your atmosphere that you've created in this park. It's superb. Now let's have a look at the stats for Mars Attacks, shall we? So it's not quite green across the board. The best G-forces that we've seen so far though, just ever so slightly high. I would always try and recommend under 6 where possible. If you can achieve around 5.5, even better. But let's go for a ride on this. Enjoy. So of the 3 rides that we've currently been on so far in the spotlight, that is definitely my favourite of the 3. I think the layout of that was probably the best ride so far, and then the set pieces that we go through and the storytelling and the theming were absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is in-game blueprint or not. I've got a feeling it is. I'm not 100% sure, but even so, even if it is, you've still used it to great effect. There's a walker in there from Star Wars. Is that a workshop? One of you guys built that yourself? I'm not familiar with that one. Is that workshop? If it is maybe a workshop item, just be a little bit careful of giving credit to the original creator. If that's not, and you guys have done that yourself, that's amazing. Get it up on the workshop, because loads of people will want that. Trust me. That's fantastic. As for the coaster itself, all of the feedback that I had for the first 2 coasters are still applicable, I'm afraid. Just with regards to the speed, especially when it goes into any kind of banking, any kind of turn, any kind of elevation change. I don't generally like to see numerous lift hills on a ride. You generally don't see that very often, and this ride had 3. So you have the original one, of course, but then you had another 2 as you went throughout the ride, and the speed which you approached them, it really threw you up them, and I believe that's where a lot of the G-forces were coming from. But yeah, really, really nicely themed around there. Great use of terrain forming all around there. Amazing. Loved it. I am very excited to see what you guys do moving forward. Oh, your brake runs are very good as well. I've noticed that in the last ride, and I forgot to say. Your brake runs coming into the station, a nice, sensible speed. That's one thing you have got good with your coasters, is the speed coming into the station. And sometimes people do forget that. It comes in like a bat out of hell and then slams the brakes on. But your coasters haven't done that. They've come in at a nice, sensible speed. So yeah, great job with that. Very intrigued to see what you do later in your next, second, third parks. You'll have to keep me updated. Well, let's come out of here. Down the longest exit in the world. Right. And we come round to what I believe is the final coaster of the park. Really? Is there any need for that, Mr. Kraken? There's no need... Get out. Get out. No need. There you go. I'm deleting you. There's no need to be that loud, was there? You scared the absolute crap out of me as I was walking past. Not gonna lie, I think I need to change my trousers. Absolutely scared the pants off me. Right. I love this area. That's a big piece count. That's a huge piece count. How many pieces is that? You haven't stripped it together. I was reading the word instead of thinking of talking. You haven't grouped it together is what I meant. I've got stripping on the brain, that's what it is. Oh my days. But no, you haven't grouped it all together. So I'd be intrigued to know what piece count that is. But really nice effect. Really nice effect. Love that. Oh, do you know what? This might be my favourite area of the park. Love this. What's in there? What is that? Is this a... Oh, staff room. Okay. There's a staff room hidden back there. Oh, this is fantastic. Love it. Right, we have Solar Flare, which is the Sun Tower type drop type thingy. That is the official name of them. I named that ages ago. Sun Dial Tower type drop thingy. Official name, I'm telling you. Got one of the dogs just falling over on its side. You can see the coaster just off in the background. Now there is one more coaster around here. Whereabouts is the coaster? How do I get to... Ah! Here we go. So we have the Rings of Saturn. Really pleased you didn't call it Rings of Uranus. That would have been awkward. I wouldn't have been able to say it without laughing. I'm now sat here with a big grin on my face, trying to not laugh, because I don't want to have to refilm all of what I've just done. Grow up, Matty. Seriously, you're almost 40. Right, let's come in here. And we have the Rings of Saturn. Rings of Saturn. So, let's have a look at the G-forces of this. So we've got green across the board. Once again, them G-forces slightly high. Well, slightly. Very high. But final ride of the park. Let's do it. Enjoy, everyone. I take it back. That is the best ride of the park. By an absolute clear mile. That was the best ride of the park. That was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. There was some of the elements in that, and I was giddy as we were going around them. I actually want to kind of follow that around and just give a little bit of feedback as it goes around. Now, I really liked this start here, how it banks to the left instead of the right. I thought that was a very clever little start to the ride. This first launch, perfectly done. Got up a nice speed, not too fast, and then this first loop here, it didn't go around that too fast. So great job with that. Then coming up and around here, the banking that you've got around here, this was sensational. That from here all the way up around to about there, I was like, oh, this is amazing. The way that you banked that the opposite way, it just worked. It worked so well, banking outwards rather than inwards. It really gave the ride some character. It felt really smooth and dynamic and natural. So amazing job with that. As it comes down here, again, great job. Really smooth, really well done. Unfortunately, it was when we got down here was when a couple of the issues started. This not brake run, like speed booster, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. All right, whatever. You know what I mean. The bit where it goes quicker. I've lost it. I've lost it. Right, come on, Matty. Come on, Matty. You can do it. Right, this bit, the acceleration zone. That's what we'll call it, the acceleration zone. Anyway, completely losing my train of thought. It was too fast. It was way too fast. It didn't need to be as quick as it was to get up this inversion here, which meant that this inversion was too fast, which meant it then came down the inversion too fast as well. And then by the time it got to this loop here, I believe that spot right there, that's where all the G-forces are coming from for this ride. The second half of the ride was too fast, and I think that acceleration zone was the root cause of the problem. Why can I not remember what it is called? Seriously, Mai, how many spotlights have you done? Why do you not know what that is called? Whatever, everyone knows what I mean. The zoomy bit. zoomy bit was too fast. Chrissy, you're not helping when you're sitting there laughing. I've got Chrissy sat opposite me as I'm trying to film and she's sitting there shaking with laughter. Stop it, you're putting me off. Right. What? Launch! The launch! Thank you, Chrissy. The launch. I need to wrap up this spotlight. It's been one of them days, guys. It's been one of them days. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Today was a doesn't. But the launch was too fast. But anyway, feedback on the park as a whole. With a little bit of work, your coasters can be fantastic. Just take everything on board that I've said, Matt. Take that forward into your next parks. And I think with the layouts that you've got and the theming and the stations, I think you are 100% somebody to watch out for. Definitely. Frenchie, your theming and your lighting and all your foliage work is incredible. Absolutely fantastic. It's up there with amongst some of the best lighting I've seen done on console. Up there with amongst the best. You really should be proud of what you've done in this park. The pair of you combined have done something amazing here, and I cannot wait to see your second park. I'd love to see another sci-fi park, if I'm being honest. I really would. Maybe steer away from in-game blueprints. That will be one thing that I would want to see less of, is less in-game blueprints. Trust yourselves, now that you've got a little bit of time and experience with the game, trust yourselves to build something fresh yourselves without having to rely on any in-game blueprints or any workshop items or anything like that. Maybe try and see if you can do it without. But what a first park. Absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Even though the rides were a little bit janky in places, they were still really good, still very enjoyable to go on, especially the last one with the launch. Whatever. I'm going now. I'm done. I'm done. No more spotlights ever again. I can't talk. I'm done. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm pretty sure you haven't. Downvote it. Unsubscribe. I would. Unprofessional YouTuber. Don't know what I'm doing. But I hope you've enjoyed this actual park as opposed to this idiot talking over it. Let me know down below in the comments what you all think. I'll be back maybe in a couple of days. I don't know. I've yet to decide. I might just retire while I'm here. But thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you all very, very soon, or maybe not. We'll see. Bye, everybody!